How we doing today, guys? Sam and Ryan back with you with this week's What's Hot. We've got a bunch of exciting stuff here in front of us, everything from fishing to keeping yourself clean after going fishing. So starting out here with what I'm most excited about is all this stuff we have in from American Snakehead Company. All sorts of cool stuff here. Starting out with the thing I think everybody's most excited about are these frogs. These are awesome little frogs. They're made out of TPE, which is a very similar material to you see with Savage Gear and Z-Man. It's very, very strong, holds up to a ton of fish over and over again. But it's a frog, right? So we can rig it weedless here and walk it along the top because it is buoyant. Great little walking action there, but there's a million things you can do with this bait. I'm excited for it for being behind a chatterbait too, a nice big bulky profile, especially on that Mini Max that just came out this year. Rigging that on there would be fabulous for you. Another thing I would do is, especially as we progress into the fall months in the river systems, we have a lot of peanut bunker that started hatching in August, and they're about this size, and putting that on a jig head and fishing that in the shallows is a great option there. So there's a million things you can do with that little bait. We have it in a few different popular colors. White and black are going to be your standbys for your snakehead guys. And then chartreuse and pink just opens up the world for all sorts of other fishing, whether that be rock fishing or bass fishing. So lots of cool options there. Moving over to some of their spinner baits. If you're not familiar with this stuff, it's made out of really tough materials here. Really strong wire, good blade harnesses, all those kinds of things we want when we're snakehead fishing with those big strong mouths they have. If you take a look at this is an Indiana blade, which is a combination between a willow blade and a Colorado blade like you see here. The cool thing about an Indiana blade is it's right in between. So when you fish in really dark water, really muddy water, a lot of times you want that Colorado blade because it shows the best, it has the hardest thump. But the problem with that is they tend to run a little deep on you. While a willow blade, you can keep it up on the surface a little bit better. So the combination between these two blades is going to make it perfect for black water. It's going to stay nice up around the surface for you, but still has the big thump that you want. So really good options there here from American Snakehead Company in a couple different colors. So Ryan, why don't you talk about that jig head box over there?
So yeah, as you were talking about with these frogs and the jig heads, this jig head box from Gamakatsu is a really cool way to store your jig heads. I know personally I used to just store them in a regular Plano box, but with that they're on a bumpy boat and they get knocked around. If they knock into each other too many times, the paint will chip off. So they just slide in here just like that, and you can fit a ton of these sandbar jig heads or the 1/2 ounce, as you can see here, in there, and they won't move around. So you close this up and you shake it, whatever, flip it upside down, hit it on the counter, doesn't move. So they're really good for keeping your jig heads perfect until you're ready to fish them.
So I think the last lure we're going to talk about here are these really cool little wake bait, small crankbaits here from Evergreen Tackle. Really great stuff. Evergreen is a Japanese company. They do all those fine details, really attention to detail oriented baits like you see from Japanese people. These are great options here. I'm most excited to use this for snakehead, actually. Even though you have those treble hooks on there, why I think it's going to be great for snakehead is when we progress here into the fall months and the grass starts to back off a little bit, we have a little bit more room on the top of the surface. And this is a wake bait, so it really doesn't dive much, but it creates a really nice wake on the top of the surface, almost like you're walking a spook really quickly. Creates a really good water trail. That's going to be an awesome bait for snakehead and bass fishing too, obviously.
Yep, and while we're on the topic of snakehead, they're a really slimy fish. So, you know, you're handling them all day. You're going to get smelly, especially if you're fishing a kayak, you got them on your lap, whatever. So we have these really awesome products from Mackenzies. We've had this fisherman's hand scrub in for a long time, and now they are making a saltwater sampler. And you're going to have sunscreen and after sun cooling lotion here. And we also are selling their hand lotion along with a shower bar, after sun cooling shower bar. So I can imagine these would be really awesome products for you guys that are fishing out there all day long in the sun, getting smelly, your hands are dirty. Really good stuff from Mackenzies. We also do have this Knuckle Wax. Your hands are gonna get cracked and you're out in the sun, salt water, your hands get all kinds of stuff on them all day long and they're gonna get tired, and you put that on and it'll really smoothen up your hands, make it feel a little bit better after a long day on the water.
Yeah, great options to keep tidy while we're out fishing. Something I'm really excited about is, if you guys don't follow these people online, Qualified Captain is a hilarious Instagram, YouTube, Facebook page that shows all the shenanigans you run into out on the water. And we have some of their very fun shirts here. The classic boat ramp, all the fun stuff we get to see there.
Yep.
We have that in a few different colors here on my side, and Ryan's got some other designs too.
Yep.
Really nice, lightweight shirts. I don't
These
know
are really comfortable shirts. I personally bought one last week. It's a really soft shirt.
yeah, it's definitely not just cotton. It's got
yeah.
some,
Polyester or something in it
yeah,
too.
you know, clothing stuff.
Yeah.
That's going on in there. Makes a nice shirt. This is probably one of my favorites here. If you guys haven't checked them out on social media and you like fishing, this represents the bay very, very well.
Yep. All right, guys.
Well, we thank you for joining us, and we hope you come in and check out some of the new hot stuff. Thanks, guys.